Welcome back. That was a wonderful little lunch. Get everything set up, and I'm gonna jump back into ranked. Alrighty. Loading. Waiting for players. Try and get them to not ban Akali. That would be magnificent. Do a quick look up on this guy. And we're basically just waiting for the game to kind of settle in. I should be getting to play Akali this game, so I'm gonna go ahead and change the title. If they don't like first turn pick it, I guess I'll wait. I don't want to jinx myself. That would be awful. Well, here's to hoping. This is a little bit tense. Good job for us.
As balance
Going
dictates.
top because we have a Zed mid. We're gonna see how this is gonna go. We do need really tanky jungle and support this game. They've got a Vi and a Blitzcrank, so their engage is gonna be pretty fabulous. Let's see how it goes. Let me change the title of the stream to peek over at a good friend, see what she's up to. Browsing some Reddit. Watching a Dark Souls speed run. Run. Now we just double check runes, masteries, make sure we have a good summoner spell set up, and we're good to go now. It's just a matter of getting us into this game. And a little bit of hoping for the best. You know, there's always that kind of wonder about, will the team behave like a team? Yeah, it can be hit or miss. Alright guys, here we go. Very exciting, such excite. Much wow. Their Fizz has over 1,000 games, their Graves has almost 1,000 games, but really, no one on their team is scaring me too bad right now. Everyone's within their first 15 games ranked with that champion. And, I'm just not seeing the threat. Their Irelia is gonna be, it's gonna be a scary fight up top. She's 15 AD. She actually has some AP in her runes though, so those are just wasted runes. And AP per level. Like, I don't know. Yeah, we're gonna check this out. I want to figure out kind of what her strategy with that is. It's a bold strategy. Irelia's Equilibrium Strike has 50% AP scaling, and her ult has 50% AP scaling. I still think that that's more or less a waste of a rune. And we're gonna be very happy this game, I think. And then she ran 21-9-0, taking points where you would expect them. That's no surprise there. Alright, so now the only thing to really look out for is kind of make sure I don't underestimate her power. It looks like it's a pretty even matchup. So, gonna go ahead and take my Q. Shouldn't typically do that till lane, but since I'm just kind of live warding up by our blue buff, I think we're gonna be fine to do that this game. Gonna go ahead and take my normal start. Longsword, 3 health pots. I like it. I think it's a very good strategy. Okey-doke. We have sight on their Nami. Really, we just want to make sure, like, Lee Sin or someone doesn't jump in our jungle. I think we've got this. Oh, I'm so slow right now. Lee Sin is us. Their Vi shouldn't, like, hard engage. I'm actually just going to save my ward because I don't see them trying to invade this game, and we've got eyes on Fizz and Nami. So I'm going to save my ward for a little bit later in the game. Okay, let's hope for the best here. We finally got an Akali game. That extra 3 damage on Equilibrium Strike really working out for Irelia. And that's like a little bit of a joke. It's not really an issue. She trades damage really hard, but I don't know. If she Equilibrium Strikes me again, I am gonna get stunned. Go ahead and take my stealth second, because if an early gank comes through, you want to be able to just avoid it. She did take Flask and some very heavy amount of health pots. So she's going to have sustain for days. We want to basically make her burn the sustain as fast as possible. And just try and keep her out of as much CS as we can. the more you can bully your opponent early, the less comfortable they're going to be in this lane. And having an uncomfortable lane opponent it's really beneficial. You want them to be afraid to farm, afraid to engage. You want their jungle to spend a lot of time top, because that is just better for your team. We're gonna poke at her and get a couple CS. We want Vi to feel the need to come up to this lane. We want to get her up here. There's Vi. We are going to burn Flash for that. And then we're going to instantly reapply pressure because, again, I want Vi up here. If Vi's up here, she's not ganking another lane. So I'm just going to play really aggressive. I want her to back as much as she wants. I mean, I want to hit 6 first, just everything. Everything I could do, I want to do. I need to be careful because Irelia is missing. I'd be very upset with them if they gave Irelia a kill. Alright. Irelia is back. I'm actually going to stay in the lane a little bit longer. Make sure she misses those. She's got 15 CS, which actually, you know, isn't that bad. She could be doing much worse. She's doing a really good job CSing under pressure. And she's really not that far behind me. She just hit 5, so she's going to Equilibrium Strike. But she should have. There it goes. And that's not doing too much damage right now, so I want her to use the mana. I want her to feel the need to pop a mana potion. Q is level 3, which is high enough to CS with it. Vi is getting dragon, so I'm going to be very, very pushy. They got it. Our jungle unfortunately did not contest it. And our team's a little bit grumpy, which really doesn't help anyone. Gotta not be a grump. And we're gonna pick up that kill with the auto attack, which is really the way to go if you know they're low enough to dive. Kill them. Ult auto attack does a surprising amount of damage. I feel like a lot of people aren't really ready for it under their turret. I'm going to pick up Bilgewater Cutlass because it is just a superior item to Hextech Revolver. It gives you better stat efficiency than Revolver does, and I do not feel the need to get the extra sustain that Revolver offers. I'm going to wait the extra 10 gold to get the AP off of Amp Tomb. There we go, and I'm going to go ahead and get back to lane. Now, if bottom engages right there, like if their Nami rushes in, I've got a pretty strong ward right there that I could teleport to for the kill. But I need to wait till Nami or Graves engages a little bit harder. Because right now, our bottom lane is pushing a little bit too hard for me to jump in there. Irelia is trying to freeze the lane under her turret. That is fine and dandy. I do not mind. Vi is in mid. My phone is buzzing. Alright, so we're going to push Irelia out of lane some more. I mean, that's my goal right now, is make her very uncomfortable. Again, I want Vi to be in my lane. Equilibrium strike, it hurts, but it's not like a huge issue. I'm gonna sustain back up. 10% spell vamp, that is because of all the extra AD. The way Akali's passive works is that bonus AD is converted into spell vamp, and bonus AP is converted into magic damage on hit. So I'm going to max my E second, max my Q first, max my W last. W used to be more enticing to max early because it used to give magic resistant armor on level. Now it doesn't. Now it's move speed, which is fine, but it's not quite the same. So we're going to basically just harass her under her own turret, but you don't want to engage on an Irelia under her turret, especially if she's lower health than you. Equilibrium strike will hurt. So don't underestimate where that turret is. But absolutely keep the Q damage coming. That 100, even like, it just adds up. Another kill. She was in lane too low, and she came, if you saw there, right out of her turret's aggro range, which allowed me to ult in and get most of my combo off on her. You gotta really watch your turret's range if you're gonna be sitting in lane low. Alright, so I'm about 100 gold away from Gunblade. We're looking at about an 11-minute Gunblade. I'm not farming great. 68 at 10. Okay, I expect Irelia comes back. Irelia, it should be noted, did take Ignite instead of Flash, so she doesn't have Teleport. This is going to let me put a lot more map pressure down than Irelia can afford to do, because if she roams, she loses XP and CS. Important to note. Alright, Irelia is missing. Vi is coming top. So when you're going to be playing Akali in top lane, you should basically always look out for their jungle, and always keep track of where your top is. I prefer taking a teleport instead of Ignite. I'm going to go ahead and try and take top. When the top leaves, you want to pressure their turret. Now, Akali's most powerful moment in the game is usually between 12 and 15 minutes when she picks up Gunblade. Gunblade's synergy on Akali is absolutely ridiculous. Vi should be coming up for me too. If she's not, I'm very surprised. Just keep an eye on your map. Map awareness is kind of key. Just keep warding your river whenever your wards are up. You can even go buy wards. It's quite an effective strategy. Buying wards. A lot of people don't do it. She's out of turret range. So, she comes out of turret range like that and you get the kill. You keep doing that because you're stronger. You want to look at your power curve, where you are. We're going to go ahead and take her turret. Vi is in mid, so we're going to push top even more. Second item on Akali, you're going to want to go for that Deathfire's Grasp instead of boots or anything. Okay. Now, the second turret, much harder to kill people under. That shield that it gives you is actually a decent amount of protection against poke damage. So I'm going to get a little bit of gold out of their jungle, level my ult, and back for I lied. I'm going to stay in lane for just an extra moment. I noticed that Fizz is missing, and I noticed that Vi is missing. But what I don't see is who's on Dragon. I expect them to be contesting that. I see Fizz mid now. And I'm going to give Irelia this confidence she needs, I think, to go forward. There she goes. See, she's trying to figure out where I am. She hasn't checked this bush yet. Ooh, she didn't check the bush. This is another kill. She's gonna go around this way. And we're gonna meet her up in this bush.
An enemy has been slain.
Alright, that is...
Rampage.
And that's the double we need. That's why you take teleport. That right there. No teleport, no double kill in bottom. Alright, we're now a 6-0 Akali at 14 minutes. I'm going to be very, very surprised if this turns any way right now. I'm gonna just push down every turret I walk across. Because you need to realize when you're the most powerful person on your team, and then you need to do something with it. I'm gonna go ahead and back, and we're gonna finish a 15-minute Deathfire's Grasp Gunblade combination. When you're playing any champion routinely, what you should do is pick a core item set. For me, it's Gunblade is kind of Akali's core. It's all she really needs to do well. But also kind of have in mind, what time do you normally get your first item? For me, Gunblade usually comes around 12 minutes. Deathfire's Grasp for me is usually around 17. I got it at 15, so I know I'm way ahead. It's just kind of, it's a little trick you can do to try and have an idea for where you are power-wise. If you're a couple minutes ahead, you really need to push that advantage. And I'm going to use that to try and take their top inner turret while my team gets Dragon. I expect they get Dragon. I don't have teleport up right now, so if they cannot take Dragon by themselves, they're out of luck. I'm hoping they got that. I have faith. And I'm going to push top very, very hard. I'm going to ward the Tri-Brush since I'm extending out past it, instead of warding the river, because Tri-Brush is going to be the route they need to take to get me in top right now. Always just kind of be aware, like, what is your current intention and what is your next move? Like, right now, Vi's coming up for me. Okay, she's backing off. I'm going to keep pushing then. I see enough people on the map. I see Nami. I think I know where Graves is. I'm going to really be aggressive in my movements here. We don't have a ward in that bush. I'm going to let Lee Sin face check it so I don't. Try not to face check a brush when you've got a couple people missing. It's a great way to accidentally die. Like, there could be a Vi in this bush. Who knows? And just kind of always watch out for where's your team. And where's their team? They've got two in bottom. They've got a Fizz coming top, or maybe he's just trying to safely go back mid. We're just gonna get another kill. We're gonna go back, and we're gonna kill Irelia too. Or Jinx. I mean, whoever walks into me first. Zed's chasing that a little bit deep. Alright, so mid turret's finally down. Our next item is going to be Zhonya's. I'm gonna go ahead and back in 120 gold. Teleport comes up in 45 seconds. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna back. I'm gonna grab this needlessly large rod. Normally, what I would actually call like my core, I like to build a triple actives route on Akali, going in order Gunblade, Deathfire, Zhonya's, because each one is very, very item efficient. And item efficiency is a big part of having a strong champion. If you take items like Sork's boots earlier in the game, Sorcerer's shoes have a 100% item efficiency. They're the baseline for spell vamp. So you get nothing extra when you buy Sork's boots. You get exactly what you pay for. And that's really what we're trying to avoid doing here, is we're getting Hextech Gunblade, which is very item efficient. We're picking up Deathfire's Grasp, which by itself isn't item efficient, but the active you can value very highly. The active on Deathfire's Grasp is worth a lot of gold. That's a subjective value, but I value it highly, I take it early. Zhonya's Hourglass, very item efficient, I take it very early, and then you can start to pick up your less efficient items. Even if you have the same amount of gold as someone on their team, if you spend it on more efficient items, you are stronger than they are. You get more stats for your gold. That's the whole point. We're just gonna kind of duel this out under her turret and see if we can't roam mid and help alleviate some of the pressure there. You kind of always want to be looking at the map, seeing where their champions are. They have a ward in there. Flash out. And then you say thank you to your support, or your mid, that was our support though, who just absolutely saved ya. Sometimes you make bad decisions. My bad decision right there was going into a bush that I didn't have vision on. That allowed them to get a lot of lockup on me, and it could have killed me. Luckily for me, my support was there and just doing phenomenally. My support saved me right there, and that's awesome. I made a bad decision. So, when you do make bad decisions, it's like realize that it happened is kind of the first step. If you don't realize it happened, you can't really prevent doing it again in the future. I'm not sure if we're gonna get anything else off of this. We might. If she can land Zap, which is her slow, then we get another, at least flash. We gave someone a kill, which is good. I mean, you don't want to be all kills, no assists. Well, you could. It's certainly not hurting too much if you know what you're doing with it. Jinx can go ahead and take that. I'm gonna feel fine leaving Jinx to take that. Irelia is not a real problem. And one of the other reasons you take teleport is, like, if your bottom lane isn't doing phenomenally, and you get a good gank in bottom, you can really change the outcome of the game. You can get your AD carry fed. It's kind of like the thing. It's the dream, really. You take teleport, you teleport bottom, you either get a double and set their AD carry behind, or you give a double to your AD carry. Even just a kill can set their teams back so much further that it can give your team a chance to catch up. So, like, just kind of keep in mind, it is a team game. Do I have a good teleport? I do have a good teleport. I'm going to go ahead, wait for her to get a little bit closer, and then I'm going to go ahead and use this. She's gonna walk over that wall. She took a good route. So, like when that happens, Okay, we don't have vision. The reason, like, a lot of people think the movement speed's very important. Maybe it would have let me catch on to Irelia right there. Maybe not. If it did, it might have also gotten me killed because they had more people down here than I believed they had. I expected significantly less of a team there. Okay. Once we get eyes on Fizz. Okay, now we've got a lot of gold. So we need to go ahead and back now. That was a riskier play since Graves has 8 kills. But it worked out. We dodged around a little bit and it was really quite useful. My next item is going to be Rabadon's Death Cap for the 30% bonus AP that it gives, or they lowered it. They did not, it's still 30%. So it gives 30% bonus AP, which we want. Because now we're getting to the point where we have higher amounts of AP. And we're just going to keep applying pressure to their team at this point, if they didn't just surrender. Nami said GG. Oh, okay. So... poor Irelia. It can be really hard to be going like 0-6 and keep your team active, but if you've got a teammate who is 0-6, something that their team didn't do that you could would be, instead of saying like anything negative about them, you should say like be right there and just gank for them. Because if they had more pressure on top lane, there's no way I would have had that many kills. And now we're basically like two-shotting their Graves, who is their team. He's got all of their damage. And we've got Zhonya's now, so, you know, don't forget to use your active. And don't forget that your ult can get you out of tricky situations if they've got minions behind you. You can get a lot with that, you really can. Zed got Fizz, so when we engaged like that in Zhonya's, we got something out of it. To be honest, I thought I was going to get that kill. But I'm glad Zed did. We're getting damage in more places than one. If you're the only threat on your team, it's very easy. Very, very easy for their team to kill you, and they basically killed your team. Okay, and we're gonna go ahead and reward that one because it's about to run out, and then we're just gonna back off a little bit. We're gonna grab Death Cap at 27 minutes. And teleport is up in 30 seconds. So if we need it, we can use it. Now, you always kind of want to keep tabs. Is there anyone on their team who can duel you and win? The answer here seems to be no. I'm going to go ahead and go clear top. And I don't really mind if they send one person to stop the push. Just keep an eye on the minimap and see where it goes. Because you don't want to get caught out and give someone 500 gold shut down. And if they send a whole party up for you, you don't want that assist gold spreading around. Just watch yourself. Irelia is going for red buff. Zed should be able to jump over the wall and kill her. Maybe she's not going for their red. Their red should be up, unless we took it. Okay, they already got it. Okay, and we should be able to go ahead and push in a good bit now. Vi and Fizz are down. Nami's down. Graves is their threat, though. Like, it's definitely... I think he's dead, but... Wow. We're gonna walk out this way because Graves is up. Are they building magic resist? If so, void staff. If not, pick something else. It looks like their Nami's building magic resist, but none of their actual threats are. Now, unfortunately for us, we've built every item that builds out of needlessly large rod, so we can't really do anything else with that. I don't believe they have a ward right here. That would be embarrassing if they did. They obviously have a ward on that. I need to back soon, but I also need a couple hundred gold for my next item. So... we're gonna see what they do with this. Graves might just... okay, Graves retreated. Wise, that would have been poor for him to keep going. Basically, now we've got the decision. We could go Abyssal Scepter to get a little bit of magic resist, but since they don't really have magic damage threats, I don't feel the need for it. Lichbane starts to become efficient at this point in the game. You have over 700 AP. Lichbane's a cool pick. You're still paying for mana, but the passive little procs you get from it kind of outweigh that you are paying for mana. We could also go Rylai's for the 100 AP and a little bit of defense. That's probably what I'll end up doing since I'm becoming a bigger threat, and I need a little bit of, like, way to survive this. Okay, Graves, don't be like that. We're not gonna chase, we're just gonna work on the turret. We're gonna back, and we're gonna pick up Rylai's Crystal Scepter. Rylai's is a good item on Akali. It gives you that slow, makes you harder to deal with. You can chase more because chase is what you needed. That's a little bit sarcastic, but it does help when you're not going boots, because your move speed is lower than your team's. Akali does have one of the highest base movement speeds in the game. I mean, it's pretty high. I thought it was 375. I'm looking at it now, it says 367. I'm wondering about that. I might have just been misled, but she does have high base move speed. Like, it's definitely something you can see on her. I'm gonna go ahead and help my team out a little bit. Our last item is going to be Lichbane, because it's a very fabulous item, especially once you've got this much AP. Once you've got 700 AP, it's good. Lichbane, though, is going to put us at almost 1,000. We might be breaking 1,000 AP this game. It's going to hurt when we hit stuff. Hit stuff. But this is pretty much every Akali game. Unless they build Magic Resist, and then instead of Rylai's Crystal Scepter, you get Void Staff or Abyssal Scepter, or even if they are building Magic Resist, then Pin Boots can be nice. But at this point, it's just game and we're playing for fun. I mean, don't get overconfident and jump into bad spots. You definitely want to still continue to play smart. Zhonya's there because I didn't want their whole team engaging on me when I got caught a tiny bit by Fizz. And we're gonna keep pressure right here under their team's turret while Jinx pushes up bottom lane. Once the minions are in on it, we can move towards it a little bit more. I'm gonna get a tiny bit of my life back just to top off. We got the turret. We're gonna keep pushing on it. Graves should have been a bigger target than Fizz there. That's kind of the most painful mistake I've made this game. Was getting caught, one, so close to their turret and their Graves, and two, not killing Graves earlier. I got a little bit tunnel vision on the low health Fizz because I thought that he died. He Zhonya's survived. And I really wanted him to be dead. I should have focused Graves earlier, though. So just kind of check out what's going on with your game. When you do make mistakes, figure out why you made the mistake, what happened, and how to solve it better next time. That was a targeting mistake. I should have been focusing on Graves, and next time that's what I'll be doing. Just keep in mind like where your mistakes are coming from, because when you die, you made a mistake. There are very few things that I consider worth trading a death for. There obviously are things, but it's very situational. I very highly value not dying. I think we're about 160 ranked Akali games at this point. 1,500 normals with her. My ranked stats averaging 4.5 deaths per game, which is pretty low if you like look at Akali mains in North America. I think the lowest who's played over 700 is 5 deaths per game, and it just goes up from there. A lot of people play her as a very high deaths champion. I prefer not to. Sure, you can make risky plays. You can even, like, sometimes carry a game a little bit more with it, but I don't know. It's not my cup of tea. Here, I'm just trying to get enough gold to finish my build. I need 1,800 plus 400, I believe. Yeah. So I need 2,200. That's good. I'm going to go ahead and back, finish my build, and I will teleport in. Alright, that gives us 1,050 AP on Akali, which is more than enough to be useful. The reason I'm not teleporting is because if something does happen and I do need teleport, I want it to be up. There's a lot of threat on teleport being up. If we could ward around Baron and just finish that out, that'd be nice. Because they're doing a pretty good job defending under turrets right now. So you want to kind of nudge your team in the direction you would like them to go. Really, like, lead a team. I do not believe they have means to stop us right now, so we're going to do this Baron. There we go. And for those of you wondering, this is gold 4. So it's not super high, it's just kind of right in the middle of the pack where everyone more or less is. Now that we've got Baron, we could do a couple different things. We could sit in each lane and just end. You can see that my Qs are hitting really hard. Like, I'm hitting in the 2,000 area with those Qs. Now remember, Graves is the focus. We want him to be exposed. I don't think this is a good team fight to do that. We don't have Jinx. It's not the spot we're looking for. So I'm going to back out a little bit. I see them backing off. I'm going to go Lifesteal, Spell Vamp, back up. It should only take a couple hits. We are now at 1100 AP. Alright, that should be game. We got Graves, and he's kind of their big threat. Set little win conditions for yourself. And then you have 1000 AP, so you can pretty much just two-shot towers and inhibitors. Remember, Lichbane proc does apply on towers, so we can E-auto to do 500 or 600 damage to a tower. That was me getting just greedy. There was no need to do that. We had the game. Alright guys, good game, well played. That is Akali top with a no boots build. Hope you enjoyed the video, and if you're watching this on YouTube, you have my YouTube channel. I would really appreciate, you know, comments, likes, dislikes, whatever you're doing there. You can follow the YouTube channel. My Twitch stream is live 4 days a week, plus then some. It's twitch.tv/nurse_Akali_NA. That's nurse Akali NA. My Twitter is the same as my Twitch, and I really appreciate it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video.